What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more live Aha, and we're up to the penultimate tune in the set list for their 2007 concert in Kiel, Germany on the floating stage. And the second to last tune in the playlist is Analogue, originally minor key sonata, a detail I thought of when I went to shoot this. But yeah, I've heard some different live performances, including from the Unplugged concert. I very much enjoy the title track on the album. I love the dramatic guitar riff at the beginning. It does also have a very nice piano line. And yeah, definitely more of like a rock feel, and you know, just in terms of the title Analogue, of course that would make sense, that there's a bit of a like natural instrument sound to it. I do remember some people talking about the lyrics when I first did the reaction for the album version. And yeah, again, it's a tune that I think is a fitting title track. Probably not my favorite tune on the album, but I do think it is a very good track. And as I said, the opening kind of guitar riff, it really grabs your attention. So let's see how they perform it in Kiel, Germany in 2007. This is Aha and a live performance of Analogue. That sound, electricity. Yeah, it's cool. I feel like that was a bit longer, and maybe it was just that intro, which seemed to be a bit of an extended intro. But yes, ultimately, it makes sense to me that they would play Analog relatively near, the end of the concert, given that it was the title track of the most recent album before this concert. And yeah, again, it definitely still has a very natural sound. Having said that, the first keyboard riff moment, it hit a bit differently. It sounded a bit less like true piano and a bit more like electric keyboard, but overall still a very analog sound, if you will. And definitely the drums were standing out. In particular, the crash cymbal. It felt like the crash cymbal was just crashing away in a way that, at least in the mix of the sonics, was a bit more pronounced than in the album version. But bless Morten Harket, his voice, and there was a moment near the end where it was almost like his voice was kind of at least among all the other sounds. It wasn't right in front. Maybe it wasn't way off in the distance, but again, it was sort of surrounded by the other sonics, and indeed maybe the drums in particular. But he was just floating and flourishing. It was a really beautiful moment. And again, I get it, on tour and in every live performance, it may not be easy, and indeed isn't easy, surely, to hit some of the vocals required in the a-ha studio catalog. And indeed, the Summer Moved On, the crazy extended note, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, that in that moment it wasn't as superhuman as I have heard him, and certainly as it is on the studio album track, but in a way that more vulnerable human quality to that particular delivery, where it seemed to fade a little bit, but then he found a bit more strength and finish it strongly. That has its own appeal. And so hearing him perform live, even if every moment isn't absolutely perfect, pristine, there's still, I think, a really enjoyable quality to hearing his voice, no matter what he's doing. And again, here, I thought it was a very rich performance of this track, which, again, does have beautiful melodies as expressed by Morten's voice. So, yes, bless Morten. And of course, again, in the modern era where we know he's going through, serious health concerns, and his quality of life is the most important thing, never mind what may or may not happen with any a-ha singing. It is wonderful to still be able to hear these live performances, even if again they are bootleg. And again, for a bootleg recording, this sounds pretty good. I mean, obviously there's some moments where it's not quite as mastered or crisp as you would expect with a live proper official release, but I'm still grateful we have these. And again, it makes me wish that some of the other bands I'm going through, I went through a little bit of Duran Duran bootleg, although the person who was providing those, he wasn't able to keep his music on this server, so I haven't done one of those in a while. And I haven't done a whole lot of live Depeche Mode and so on. It makes me wish some of the other bands that I like a lot, that there was as much of this live material. And it makes me very grateful that for a-ha we do have a fair amount of stuff, not just the live official releases, but some of these bootleg recordings. So yes, again, for bootleg recording, the quality here is pretty good. And yeah, again, I think it's a really rich song. I like the way the guitar sounds, and it has a more live band feel, but already the song itself has, again, a bit of a rock sound to it. So it doesn't sound as starkly different in that regard as some of the other tracks where, they're from, the 80s, where the keyboard electric sounds were a bit more prominent. So then hearing them in a bit more of a live band guitar jam sound, the disparity stands out a bit more. Either way, I am very excited for the last track, which is The Sun Always Shines on TV, so we will listen to that next time, as well as one more from the second disc of Analogue 20th Anniversary. And again, when we finish that, we'll jump over and listen to some of the bonus tracks on disc 1, and there are more live concert recordings in this bootleg folder, so we will find a way to keep it going. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.